Hey everyone, Indigo Eyes Art here. Due to numerous requests in the past, I had started a series on law of karma in which I covered the law of connection so far. So I'm resuming that series now again as Mandala Mondays. I'm giving you the link to visit the law of connection mandala, and it gives an introduction on what karma is and briefly explains what the laws of karma mean. So the next mandala in the series that I'm going to cover today is the law of growth, and this is the mandala that I have been drawing right in front of you. So as I explained previously, the use of mandalas will help you grasp the concept of karma and how it can transform your life to your advantage in an easy and interesting manner. I mean, there is a lot of information on the web on karma, but it is highly misunderstood. And I think it's also because of the culture and then the translation of the language. So I decided to draw the mandalas to explain this in an easy manner. So the process of drawing and coloring will bring more clarity to you in comparison to reading an article or watching a video. So, storytelling, along with creating the mandala, has been my most successful method to help people understand the full concept of karma. Otherwise, like I said, it's a difficult topic to explain and thus a lot of misinformation. And you know by now that drawing a mandala with a particular intention, it fulfills the goal by bringing you the results you are seeking. So I'm especially using mandalas for the whole series as this is the shortest and surest way to instill the required qualities in yourself, thus bringing an inner transformation. And this leads to changes in outer circumstances in accordance with your desires. Okay. So this is a state of true happiness. So let's discuss the law of growth. As you can see, the art that I just made, the central energy is of a tree. Then there's a lotus, and of course, there's an eye in the center. So the law of growth, if you look at this whole art piece, it is it rightfully actually I'm always amazed that the art always kind of explains of whatever we are discussing or we made the mandala for. So, this law of growth teaches us to change ourselves rather than attempting to change others. This law maintains that growth starts from within. It means that you have to that you have to change yourself before you can expect it from the world around you. Focus on your own development before trying to control or change others. Let the others come to their own conclusions about what needs to be changed. And very appropriately, the first symbol that like I just said, is that appeared here is an eye. What does the eye represent? It allows you to focus more on your life, not other people's life, on your life. So the presence of eye in my artwork shows your growth and weak areas in life. Your spirit will tell you what you need to handle in life. Thus, this law helps with the know how of how to plan for what to do in real life. So, if you meditate on this image or just viewing it every day, that is, hang it at a place where you can see this piece of art before going to bed and seeing it first thing in the morning. That's about it. And it will help you incorporate this law in you and thus provide the benefits of the law of growth. So, this is I'm explaining very briefly how the mandala can help you incorporate various traits in yourself. And from here, you can even buy just a print also. But for the other clients that we have, then we work with them on everyday basis or weekly basis and help them achieve their goals. And this has been a great success. Okay, so the eye tells you that it's keeping you away from any form of distractions, and it reminds you that you're wise and that you can handle many situations. Every step you take in life is full of wisdom. You must use your gifts to make other people's lives better. While you do this, you make your own dreams come true. So, this is the magic of making other people's lives better, or wishing good for the rest of the world. And it's rightfully said that you cannot hurt others without hurting yourself first. People have always asked me how they can change their spouse or friends, colleagues, or the workplace. And I always tell them, if they change themselves and think how they want their surroundings to be, people and atmosphere around them starts to change. And these people have been surprised how easy it was to change circumstances around them just by either changing their perception or changing themselves, and to follow by following the how to use the mandala. So we know that we only have control over ourselves. So therefore, how we use this control shapes how the universe responds to us. So this law of growth, also asks us to look at the things we cannot control. So look at how you deal with accepting situations in your life. So once again, the focus should be only and only on yourself and not on others or other things around you. But just change yourself in order to change your life. And you cannot change the world around you before you start growing yourself. So growth should never stop. There are always new things to learn. There are always ways to improve. And there are always skills and traits to develop. So when you grow and change who you are at your core, life will follow. Even the people you want to change, they will follow. And don't take my word for it. Be a scientist, like I always say. Be a scientist. Try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I'm pretty sure you'll be surprised. So, just as the universe is always expanding, so too the human consciousness on a collective and individual scale is expanding. And so, like it said, no man ever steps in the same river twice. Why? Because it's not the same river and it's not the same man anymore. Because the present is very quickly becoming the past. Or in this case, we are discussing the law of growth. So even the river has grown, you know, in either way, or and then you have grown within these time or minutes or seconds. So, the personal development or the process of working on yourself is the key to creating positive changes in your life. It's futile to attempt to change others because you can only change that which you can control. And we know it is yourself or ourselves. So, if you hope to make lasting positive change in the world, the law of growth says that you must start with yourself first. So, what does the law of growth look like in real life? Let's say you have a kind of fixer upper mentality. So, perhaps you get into relationships where you believe you can change or fix the other person in an attempt to extract a healthy and satisfying relationship. Unfortunately, these kind of attempts, they usually and they always backfire, where both the parties they end up feeling resentful and hurt. Now, in the same situation, if you were to apply the law of growth, you would only work on that which is under your control, which is yourself. So, if the relationship was not healthy, you might exercise your choice to leave, or you might choose to change your perception of the other party, or how you perceive their flaws. And you'll find that one way or the other, the situation itself it would resolve to everyone's peace of mind. And this happens just by changing yourself. And so, looking at the symbols in this art piece, the first I would like to discuss is the central energy, which is the symbol of a huge tree here. Trees are used to represent life and growth. Very appropriately, it has appeared in this art piece where we are discussing the law of growth. So, the tree of life, this symbol represents our personal development, uniqueness, and individual beauty. So, just as the branches of a tree strengthen and they grow upwards to the sky, we are also growing stronger, striving for greater knowledge, wisdom, and new experiences as we move through life. And trees have been found to represent physical and spiritual nourishment, transformation and liberation, union and fertility. So Carl Jung hypothesized that the tree symbolized self and equality between the sexes and individuation. So, often seen as a symbol of femininity, the tree is seen as a symbol of femininity due to its long branches and the flowing leaves, and the trunk is seen as a masculine entity. This is what caused Carl Jung to hypothesize, like I just mentioned, that the tree symbolized self and equality between sexes and the individuation. So, putting aside the metaphysical connections, there exists a special relationship between trees and humans. We know humans produce carbon dioxide that trees breathe, and then the trees produce oxygen that we need. So it is a very symbiotic relationship. So the next symbol is a lotus flower. It is the most sacred of all the flowers. So a lotus commonly serves as a symbol for purity, rebirth, and strength. So because lotuses rise from the mud, and they have no mud on top of them, right? So they are often viewed as a symbol of purity. And since they return to the murky water each evening and they open their blooms at the break of the day, lotus flowers are also symbols of strength, resilience, and rebirth. The other thing the lotus represents is transcending of man's spirit over worldly matter, since it blooms from the underworld into the light. So I usually, or I have often visualized the blooming lotus flower and use its Eastern spiritual meaning as a metaphor for life. Lotus flowers bring a sense of positivity and calmness into the atmosphere. And the pink lotus flower, like it has appeared in my art, it symbolizes the spiritual path and enlightenment. So, according to Voss, the law of growth relates to how rare and precious it is to be born as a human because you have such an opportunity to make decisions, to make moral and ethical choices. Whatever personal growth looks like to you, this is a lifetime where you can really make some serious progress. So, the message is do not waste it. And the last symbol is the eye. So the eye holds a threshold position between inner self and the external world. So in addition, it also says that never allow any form of distractions, and it says that you are wise. Remember that through the spiritual eye, you have high chances to handle a number of situations. And every step you take in life, as I said before, is full of wisdom. So the eye also tells you that you are protected and the divine or the universe is watching over you and is with you. And Jung considered the eye is the place where love begins, and rightfully said, eye is the window to the soul. So this was all about law of growth. I hope you have a better understanding of karma and law of growth. If you enjoyed this video, you could give it a like and subscribe to my channel because this keeps me motivated to make more videos with interesting topics for you or the any other topics that you guys request. Okay, so I'll see you next Monday with the other law of karma in the series. So bye for now and thanks for watching.